Hey Kiara, do you want to shout out? And hey Nick, do you also want to shout out? Thank you, Kiara. You're welcome, Kiara. And yeah, I could be better. Unfortunately, my attempt to cast silicon ears has resulted in the silicon I poured into the mold just adhering to the silicon in the mold. And yeah, I guess I should have done more research on release agents, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong, but now that's put me back a couple of weeks because I'll need to resculpt the ear, and I'll also need to get more silicon. You know, I've still got plenty of the prosthetic grade silicon I was going to make the ears with, but I need at least some of the more silicon to, cast it with. So, yeah. Get paid on Friday, but unfortunately I've got other expenses, so that might not be enough. Yeah, I guess I could try putting it on Throne. Yeah, I'll look into that after stream, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure how easy that'd be. I suppose maybe I could set up a thing to do the crowdfunding thing with it. It just feels like a pot of silicon would be too expensive to ask from one person. Oh, anyway, let's see. Oh, good. Oh, camera's working. No ears, sadly. So yeah, I guess let's get on with the game. It's a bit of a setback, so I'm kind of worried I won't have the cosplay finished before this game's over. Yep, indeed, Kiara. Oh yeah, I hope you had a good sleep after your stream, by the way. Okay, so the first thing I need to do, I think, is I need to go speak to Octavia to complete her quest. Kept forgetting to do that. Where are all my advisors? Okay. That was weird.
The dangers don't frighten me.
Oh, I found a remarkable artifact. Can you tell me anything about it? Not all artifacts wish to reveal their truths. Not all artifacts wish to reveal the truths about themselves. But I'll do my best. Let me touch it. Give Brioche to the storyteller. Storyteller takes Brioche gingerly. The look on his face is hard to read. It may be awe or unbelievable tension, perhaps anxiety. This burden is far heavier than my shoulders can carry, but I'll attempt to tell you as much as I can. Nick, you're trying to do music scouting for Keith for 4th edition. It's tricky because the genre he wants is basically not there in the music library, unfortunately. Yeah, all the fun genres aren't, I guess. I mean, I don't really know that much about music, to be fair. I see the light of a distant world. I feel maimed and scarred by the words. Let your unrequited glove guide you. And I became just a part of myself. Torn away, cast out, detached. Seek it, hunt it, lust for it. I am falling. I pierce the plains, pass by entire worlds. I'm buried deep underground, concealed from the other, larger part of me. I humbly wait, century after century. A tiny seedling feeds on my strength, growing to unbelievable size. Creatures tiny and strange, but vile and wicked, settle in its roots. One of them comes into the hall of the heart of the tree in which I rest. But no, it is not one of these creatures. It is an alien being hiding its true face. It throws me through a portal, straight into the craving hands of the one who calls himself King of Brioche. Storyteller stops speaking and sighs heavily. Forgive me, I can't lead anymore. Thank you for your help. Okay, let's see. Okay, technically of items. Oh yeah, I should sell those. Nick, you get the feeling it's not going to be happy with the end result, but you've got to go with something. Well, at least you tried. Oh, and I dropped my phone. By the way, hopefully, my second-hand chair's not creaking too loudly. Okay, beautiful sky. Okay, it sounds fine for you. Hopefully the mic's not picking us up then. Okay, first things first, get rid of these suits of armour. Now, thanks for also confirming, Kiara. Oh yeah, while I'm apologising, sorry if I sound a bit snivelly. I think I've got some, well, it's a pretty hay fevery day. Okay, don't know. It's worth keeping. Definitely worth hanging on to. Yep, okay, I'll have to store those later. Now, where's Octavia? I really wish they'd stop doing that. The assistant's doing the random fall to the knee thing. How close am I to getting back to chaotic neutral anyway? I need to do some things that are a lot more chaotic neutral. Octavia stands beneath the tree, looking once again at the fibula with Della Fione's coat of arms. Well then, no more mysteries. I know who I am now. Octavia gently pins the fibula to her clothes. Hereditary Marchioness Della Fione. Beautiful words for some called. Hey you, all her childhood, aren't they? Now, your highness, please address me solely as your excellency from now on. Item received amulet. I'll excuse you, but I'm a monarch. I outrank you. Octavia's trying to maintain a solemn expression, but less than a few seconds pass before she breaks into laughter. I'm kidding, of course. In all seriousness, I'm just happy to know my mother didn't betray me. This was all just a mistake. A terrible, idiotic mistake, but still fixable. Now I have family. Apart from our own insane team, of course. You, Reg, Lindsay. I wouldn't leave your side for the world. Okay, chaotic good. Glad you found it in your heart to forgive her. Lawful neutral. She's lucky to have a daughter like you. She doesn't deserve your forgiveness. Okay, it's interesting that the chaotic options and the lawful options are both about not forgiving. Neutral, it's your life and your decision. I'm not here to judge, just glad I could help you. Chaotic neutral, I'd have never forgiven her. I'd rather have no family than that. Lawful evil. The Marchioness was not just a terrible mother, she was a criminal. For slave trading, should be sending her to the gallows. And chaotic evil. I don't understand why you spared her. You should have just let her burn the house. Wait, what's the house? Oh, right. The implication would be start burning the house. Okay, obviously I'm playing chaotic neutral, but I think neutral's closest to what I'm thinking here. Thank you. I'm glad I can rely on you, even when we disagree. Well, Your Highness, what's next? You have the entirety of the Grand Della Fiorni family as your loyal vassals. Whatever you have planned, I'm with you to the end. Oh yeah, actually that reminds me. Got a couple of things to do. Fighter doesn't have any rings, so we can give her ring protection, so she can have a massive 37 AC. Yep. Okay, good. Oh yeah. Since I'm putting Knock Knock back in my party. I'm going to take this from Octavia. Okay, Charm the Deep Waters is tempting. Bonus to Constitution and AC. Yeah, I'll keep that on Amiri just because it's useful for the barbarians not to have to worry about fatigue. Oh yeah, this is a straight upgrade. Okay, the Della Fiorni crest. +6 enhancement bonus to charisma and intelligence. And a +5 resistance to all saving throws. That is good.
I'm not used to wearing stuff like this.
Okay. Yeah, that's the logical place to put it. Not can have. Where was it? Do I want to give him a strike tooth instead? Yeah, I think this is better just because of the better crit range. Right then. That's enough time in the start screen. Maybe I should do something evil so I jump immediately back down to neutrality. Keep forgetting Ragongar has bat wings. Yeah. How much of the sky muscle do I have? $12, $14 there. Wait, wrong dialogue option. Okay, 17 pieces of sky metal. What's the glove? Oh, no idea where it is, so I'll just put this away. Oh, hey, Anne. How's it going? You haven't missed too much. Okay, all available regions. Blakemore's Grimoire to Captain Martin. Okay, 43 days until the next attack. Okay, so I've already got attacks, I guess. So I automatically gain attacks, but okay, 0% chance. Zero percent chance. Oh, it's better than nothing, I suppose. How's everyone doing today, anyway?
This is my time to shine.
Guess I can just do some exploring. Kiara doing stuff, things, work soon. Me? I guess just sort of trying to think about what went wrong with the ears while I'm playing this. Okay, cool, I can claim all these. Maybe I'll just head over here and do exactly that. Okay, random battle. Let's see what we got.
I'll scout ahead.
Listening as hard as I can.
We'll do it the hard way.
Stand down.
Okay, wow.
Not used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Okay, there's someone.
You offend me.
Hey, Nellis. Amazon's on horseback. Also, hi. I get that reference. Don't know why I skipped. Oh well.
Serves you right.
Okay, who's next? Here? I guess not. Oh, there you are. Nellis, you probably should be doing a grocery run, to be honest. You'll probably just go during rush hour like usual. Oh, fair enough, I guess. Okay, our work here is done. Something just ding. Okay, I don't recognise that notification sound. Oh, that's weird. Nick, it sounded like the Xbox Game Bar thing that Windows has. Oh yeah, could be. An achievement did pop up. But it's never actually made that sound before, so it's kind of weird. Do I get there then? Okay, I'm kind of interested in exploring Hemlock Isle.
I decree we set up camp.
Peaceful travellers. Is it the Skelly Salesman?
I'll share my path.
It's the Skelly Salesman. Yeah, nothing new. Six. Sorry, Skelly. Resting there.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I should get more camping supplies soon, shouldn't I? Things happening in my kingdom. Events, the contract. One of the powerful mages from this area is preparing to seal a pact with one of the 4 horsemen. Such an extraordinary event cannot be allowed to come to pass without royal attention. God's powerful and powerless to do much. What's the worst that could happen in an island named after a poison? Okay, it's a skill challenge. Reaching the Wood Isle, we stopped to look around. The locals living around the lake fully believed the place was cursed. Night and day, coloured lights supposedly appeared around the island, and some brave souls would even watch them fly over the water. The local legend said that anyone who saw these lights would definitely disappear, if not that night, then within the month or so. We didn't see any lights at all. The island seemed forlorn and completely uninteresting. Silent gloomy pines loomed over the grey rocky shore. A narrow path disappeared into the woods. Okay, we decided to follow the path and explore the mysterious island. Whoever made the path clearly didn't use it often. We could barely make it out amongst the ferns. We had to walk single file along the path as branches from the crowded bushes grabbed at our sleeve and our backpack straps. We need to hit the next person in line once we passed. The forest grew taller and thicker and ever darker. The air suddenly grew intensely humid as clouds of milky white, incredibly thick fog flowed up from the ground. And believe me, dear reader, when I say incredibly thick, we're not talking about how an innkeeper might talk up his soup. It became impossible to see past our own noses, and it was like our ears had been stuffed with cotton. The air itself became so dense it was like walking through water. We had to navigate by touch, and we could only move half as fast as we'd been going. Brioche, who'd been walking last, was forced to stop. With great difficulty, she could barely make out the muffled and worried voices of her friends ahead. Something had to be done, but what? Game ability 30, which I can pass auto. Brioche decides to break through the fog and try to catch up with everyone. Brioche continued forward through the fog, but progress became even more difficult with each step. She felt a sudden movement of air to the left before she flew forward, having been pushed hard in the bag. While Bravely's dexterity didn't fail her, Brioche kept her feet and turned sharply, managing to spot a shadow disappearing into the fog. The fog finally began to clear, and soon there was no trace of it. Brioche looked back, and her friends were nowhere to be seen, but up ahead she could make out a blinking, welcoming light. As Brioche approached the light source, it quickly became clear the light was a bonfire. Soon Brioche entered the brightly lit clearing and saw all of us. But why then did no one even jump up to greet her, or give her a welcoming yell or a hug, or even offer a cup of hot tea? Was everyone frozen in their seats, spoons lifted in the air? Why the deathly silence? Imagine Brioche's surprise when we finally saw why her appearance had caused such a strange reaction. It seemed she hadn't been missing at all. She'd been sitting with all of us by the fire, watching her exact copy emerge from the forest. Yes, dear reader, just imagine it. 2 copies of the Queen met in the clearing, seemingly identical. Which of the 2 was real? The Queen, sitting by the fire, said, "How can there be any doubt? I'm the real Queen, of course. Devils know who just walked out of the forest. And you really to believe them over me? So much for good friends." And what did the Queen who walked out of the forest answer? Okay, let's see. Law nature check. I can tell you exactly how many meals were carried with us down to the last pack of hardtack. Can she do the same? Mobility? Nothing. Just jump over, straight up, hop over everyone and attack. Seeing a bit nervous. Lawful good diplomacy. Ties both to interrogate us. Chaotic evil. I like the implication that you demonstrate chaotic evil characters can just show how much of a jerk they are. I mean, mobility fits, but yeah, I'll go for the law nature check. A deafening silence hung in the air. One could hear thoughts churning through our brains. And then the Brioche sitting by the fire laughed in a strange voice. She stood up and began rising into the air. Fast drops, and we saw a short, pale man with blonde hair and parrot-like wings with bright feathers. We all went after him together, but Brioche held on to him most tightly. Her hands gripped the Joker's wing in an iron grip. Then an ear-piercing whistle sounded from all around us, and the stones began raining on us from above. The impostor was aided by his winged kin. Grabbed him by the hands and were pulling him up. We didn't give up, but in the end we were overpowered. Just too many, dear reader. They quickly reclaimed our prisoner from us. Soaring into the air and shaking their fists at us, they flew off. We sat a long time around the fire, laughing and chatting about how Brioche cleverly dispelled the illusion. And when the morning came, as we looked around at the rainbow feathers were left behind by our uninvited guests, I noticed one of them had lost a valuable bracelet in the fight. We'd end up with a trophy at least. Now, are these the Pathfinder version of harpies or something else? Golden Vision. These process grants were a +1 bonus to the illusion school spells DC, and a +2 bonus to saving throws against the illusion school. Nice. Oh, thanks for dropping by, Kiara. Hope work goes well. Okay, what next then? Ooh, mysterious shrine. Ornate ruins. Let's try the shrine first. I like how this game's just when you run out of quest, you can literally just explore around. Very Skyrim.
Move quiet. Ready to stab.
The dangers don't frighten me.
Okay, this looks familiar actually. The nearly erased inscription reads, "Sleep well, my queen. Rest in your endless sleep, unless us, the betrayers, have dreams in your stead." Okay, I guess this is connected to the other shrine where I picked up that quest. No idea what to do with it, but... Oh nice, I didn't realise you could slide down those. Exactly, Nerlus. But number 98. Aren't these mini games fun? Can't cart for some reason. Be around there though. Guess there's nothing but that puzzle here then. Okay. So the other ruins had a similar shrine, but right. The symbols on these blocks are all the same. Appear to be. Oh well. The solution to the puzzles at one of them. Yeah. I think it's called, the quest is called the Raven Queen or something like that. I feel like looking it up. Guess we'll try the ornate ruins.
I decree we set up camp.
A kingdom stuff's happening. Guardian. Paladin's been corrupted, trying to seize control of Artume. Do I have anyone who can help yet? Not yet. Okay, she'll be done in a few days. Into the ornate ruins we go.
Now you see me, now you don't.
What would we find? Treasure? Traps? Excitement? Ancient recipes for muffins. You just never know. Skillfully crafted golden golem. Cool. Stab it, knock knock.
You not fight back. Hope it not fight back. Best kind of fight. That hurt? Good.
Okay, its AC is probably... Okay, no, its AC is terrible. Knock knock just rolled badly. No less, did I talk to a Raven Queen ghost who asked me to move columns? Yeah, that was in the first area of that puzzle I found. She was all, please, release me, or something like that.
Your time is over.
Let's see... Wow. Party members roll above 10 challenge.
You deserved it.
Go.
Oh yeah, golems are immune to magic, aren't they? But they're not immune. Acid.
They go down!
Away, you rascal.
Okay, a 6, a 5, a 2. Amazing.
Come here, Bax. Not stab you. Huh.
Knock knock is immune to prismatic surge for poison. Using a piece of sky metal. Okay. Double axe. Fate renderer. Bonus damage if you manage to hit with both ends. And I guess that's all that's in here. There are 5 of the damn things. You got to know which one we're at before you can tell me where the rocks go. I guess you'll have that other window up until you... Okay.
Share my path.
I'm kind of interested how I'm actually supposed to work out where they're meant to go. Like, is there a hidden solution somewhere, or... Let's made his house of an asteroid. 75% of makers of magic things, except Cave Johnson, who'd used the literal moon. I mean, true. Should pay 1,000 voices a visit. What have we got here then?
I'll scout ahead.
Poisonous primal hydras. Oh, is that all?
Who's there? The master?
Unless probably the trial and error or lore hint so convoluted that you end up doing trial and error anyway. Yeah, that tracks.
Stand down.
Just leave their eyeballs, I guess.
How cute!
No, I think I vaguely remember seeing a book, this game titled, had said something about Raven Queens. Maybe that was it. You know what? I'm gonna go for these resources. People's Defenders, Steel Pack, Pressed. Okay, I'll have to wait for someone to be freed up for that. Okay, into the uncharted territory we go.
Camp.
There are shrines 1 to 4 in Giggling Hill. Okay. Okay, what we got here then? Oh, more hydras.
Please, not Ram Skull. Okay, knock more runner and talker than fighter. Yeah.
You offend me.
Almost there.
Any last wishes?
Okay, can you show over there to finish it off? Knock knock. Yes, you can. Okay, we're still in battle. Shrines 1 to 4, Flintlock Rock Grasslands, Hemlock Island, Wicked Hill aren't particularly far away from each other, are they? Oh, while I was already at Hemlock Island. But yeah, they're quite close to each other. Okay, where are you? Okay, you're up there.
Your time is over. Oh, you knave.
Okay, it's blinded. Perfect.
This is where I step in.
So many eyeballs.
This is my time to shine.
Castle of Knives. Let's take a look. Okay, guess we're going back now.
Why don't we set up camp?
Came from underground, ended in a disaster. The contract ended in failure, and the assassin escaped. And the revolution ended in, let's hear it, failure. Agibolus has a 5% chance of solving this. It's best than 0, I guess. And we're at the bird statue. Howls and voices. Okay, let's see. So Hemlock Island's over here. And there's apparently nothing left at this location. Matrix. Okay, none around to solve that. It didn't look our Yeah, maybe I should go give Fossil Fields another look. Oh wait, I think that symbol's no, it's the Castle of Knives, a story area I shouldn't have visited yet. Okay, Dunsmore. Should probably found something in Dunsmore. Yeah, let's call it. Any suggestions for a town name? Shrine 2 is northwest of Hemlock Island, northwest west of Pithags. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird the mountains just get normal letters, isn't it? So yeah, any suggestions for a settlement for here? Keith, name it Airship City. Sold. How's it going anyway, Keith? Presumably you're getting ready for okay. I should not talk while typing. Presumably you're getting ready for your D&D 4th edition game. Pause of Lebanese. Yeah. And there's another region to the north here. Yep. Lilith, anything particularly noticeable about the placement? No, not really. Okay, so is that the mysterious shrine you're talking about, Nerdless? Because I think we've already found it. And the other shrine was around here somewhere. Yep, guess so indeed. Yeah, I must have been this way before. So now there's at least one shrine I've run into.
Why don't we set up camp?
The wiki has a hint, apparently something about the way knights move on their chessboard. That's remotely conveyed by the game worth a damn, you're a frilled lizard. Okay, the power of blood's been a success. Sounds kind of ominous. A hungry vassal. Okay, Justinian. Let's do it. Let's have a look to the north. +5 economy. Yes, please. Okay, and the mountains just
Get some rest, isn't it?
spin round. Spin me right round.
After looking through their dwindling supplies, the party had a sinking feeling in their stomachs. We were about to find out whether fasting is truly good for one's health. How's that sound?
You better write that we fight like devils in the day and feast like kings at night. People sing songs about great heroes, not snot-nosed, hungry tramps.
Okay, and we're gonna fight. Possibly for our right to party.
I'll scout ahead.
I hear wind chimes. It's not good. Oh! Oh god, I hate these things.
Away, you rascal!
I'm not doing it wrong. The spell is flawed.
Serves you right.
Go, go.
They're not so bad now, it's much later in the game. Up there, are you?
Stand down.
Which knife to use?
Okay, I don't think they're also immune to electricity, but it's worth a shot.
You offend me.
Take that. Wummy Diddles, your granddad gave you one of those once. Pretty sure you still have it, never broke it or anything. I have no idea what a Wummy Diddle is, I'm afraid.
Knock-Knock's used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Melancholy, mysterious wanders pass through local settlement, soon after his visit and Okay, I guess the Fae of Depression's been wandering about. Notice it's a couple of sticks, one of them has notches in it and a propeller at the end. You rub them together and it makes an annoying sound and the propeller goes round. Oh, okay, I know what you mean now.
I decree we set up camp.
Relic has ended in disaster. Debate. Okay.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Vindra is nasty, scary. Could have stayed in her hole forever. But no, we just couldn't help ourselves.
The famous misperception of reality, ladies and gentlemen, in all its glory. I wonder what would happen if that Nareen would smell of lilies. Maybe our toothy friend would die from shock.
Serpent Trail. How do I get to it? Oh, the aging curse is upon us. 2 weeks. Time to get back in for a boss fight, I guess. Notice you had a phone call, missed the last couple of minutes if I said anything. I don't think I said anything in particular, really. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to look in the fossil fields again. Okay, there's Wicked Hill. Mirror crack from side to side. Huh? I don't follow.
Their sight betrays
Hoping not fight back. Best kind of fight. Yeah.
Down you go.
Your time is over.
Bring it!
Be easier if you not fight back.
The ancient curse is upon us, she cried, or something. Oh, okay. Lady of Shalott, unless it's something else. I think it's the Lady of Shalott, though. Like the type of onion. Okay, so this was where, a bunch of snake people basically nuked my party. So we'll try this again. Oh, Shaloft.
An ambush, eh?
Okay,
Knock knock ears. With ears.
we're just going to get in the Alpha Strike.
Knock knock more runner and talker than fighter. Come here, Bax. Knock knock stabby. Ha!
Okay. Problem solved forever. We just have to wait for the other one to show herself. Here it is.
Knife is for stab, pick is for lock. But what makes a hero? Why, ask Knock Knock.
Okay. So it looks like we exited combat without the other one joining it. So we'll save. Oh, apparently it is spelled like the onion. Lady of Onions. She wasn't stuck in the tower facing the wall because of misogyny. She was stuck there because she wouldn't stop eating onions. Okay.
What's there?
Running won't help you!
Yeah. Ah. Ha. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I've got one of the better ones here. Okay, Inspire Heroics. Spell Magic Gracer. Okay, there we go.
Away, you rascal!
Okay, Force Bombs. Whew. Okay, we have defeated it. Flaming Composite Longbow. Charisma. Protection. Some gems. Lovely.
I wrote it like I saw it. Now you see me, now you don't.
Okay, I'll save again just in case there's another one roaming around. Have an ancient leather scrap. +3 camera. Party purple soup. Okay, so this is literally soup made from purple worm. Guess that's just what adventurers eat. Maybe that's why the ravenous queen's knights betrayed her. Execute order, tickety-tack. Yeah, the knights were fed up with only being able to move in L shapes. Okay, I guess we've defeated them.
The dangers don't frighten me.
Yeah, before I forget,
I'm thinking.
get rid of that wisdom drain. Merlis, it's the stupidest pun you've come up with in ages and you're so proud of it. And you should be. Anyway, back home to deal with the ancient curse.
Now you see me. Don't.
Wait, is this going to be more, oh no, it's just a bandit.
Is there trouble? Stand down.
We not talk first?
Okay, they've got a bard somewhere. Can't have that. What's my 3-step bard solving plan?
You deserved it.
You offend me. I'll share my path.
Hey Douglas, how's it going? I've unfortunately had some setbacks with my ears, so not my actually, it's just the silicon ones I was trying to make. Okay, there's a devil going around tempting people. And I don't have anyone to deal with that. Doing alright, having some lunch. Excellent. Anything good?
I decree we set up camp.
Checking on some people. Rice bowl with some veg. Nice. I made myself sloppy joes for lunch today. That was quite good. Okay. Ooh, unrest isn't... That's not good. Everyone is worried. Quest contagious madness. Okay, I need to stop messing up these quests or I could be in trouble. you bought some ground turkey and you're making some tonight or tomorrow. I haven't tried it with turkey in a long time. Oh yeah, turkey's not. Turkey mince is nice. It ends up being a lot leaner than beef. It's still got quite a lot of flavour, especially if you're using a sauce. Okay, maybe I should try building some stuff to increase things. Okay, that'll increase espionage. It's been dropping. The gliss, it's simmering in gravy for a while, it all comes out tasty either way. Exactly. Okay, I can't find where anything is now. Okay, 26 days. Oh yeah, I need to upgrade to a city, don't I? How much do I need? 200. I can't really do it right now. Not to be too antsy, but are we not doing this puzzle? Oh no, I've got the attack on Hilltop, so I need to sort that out before I can go back to wandering around. Oh yeah, anything in the tavern? Wait, who's... Oh wait, she's from the, Oh yeah, I remember now. Evindra stares at you with big sad eyes and a light shawl wrapped around her shoulders. Greetings. What would you like to discuss? Oh yeah, she's the one I found in White Rose Abbey. The story quest. Tell me about yourself. What would you like to know? Tell me about your past. All of us, including Nerissa, and those who knew us as the Face Sisters, are children of the First World. We used to be close, like sisters. Though Nerissa always shone brightest, like the moon among a sea of stars, she was our leader long before she tried to become one of the eldest. Though she was defeated and cursed in the process, we trusted her with our lives and followed her despite the danger. I like to think of the time before the curse as our youth. Though by mortal standards it would have seemed to last forever. We were bold, overconfident and full of high hopes. We yearned to change the world, and we never knew true fear. The creatures of the First World were immortal, and thus careless. Nerissa used to call me her grumpy cousin, but I would always question her plans. In all honesty though, I would tease her and point out the flaws in her plans. I always believed deep down in my heart that she would succeed, and then we'd laugh together at my pointless fears. You'd only imagine how much I miss those times. You mentioned immortality several times. Can you not die? The souls of First World creatures don't follow the same laws set by gods or other living beings. If we die, we lose a significant part of our power, but we're born again with all of our memories, looking just the same as before. But this only works for deaths on our home plane. This is why my kin avoids travelling abroad. They fear the forever death that awaits them in other worlds. The stolen lands are sewn to the First World with the threads like the threads of the bloom. It affects everything, even the life cycle. Those who die within the bloom are in places like Candlemere, where the First World and Galarian are as close as twins in a mother's womb, or return to our homeland to be resurrected there. That's why you can find so many big creatures in your kingdom. Curiosity drives them here. Oh, okay. That explains that then. There is one more reason I've spoken about immortality. My poor sisters, the nymphs, shared the burden of the curse with Nerissa. The curse tore them from the eternal cycle of life of the First World. Now they can really die, even in the First World, just like you and everyone else around them. I suppose the curse didn't impact me as heavily. Perhaps because I tried to dissuade Nerissa from her plan at the outset, or perhaps because I tried to fight the evil that the plan bestowed upon us. How do you like living in the city? It's hard. Nymphs, dryads, nereids, we're all children of nature. We have little fondness for the structures built by humans. They're like stone anthills to us. Now's not the time to worry about comfort. When the stone and noise around me become unbearable, I simply go into the lake. The Tusk Water could use some care, and perhaps the Cestus will treat the lake better if they knew it has a patron. Within this city, Alina the innkeeper takes care of me. In return, I help her purify and enchant water for her drinks. It's so nice to have a friend again. I've learnt all I need, thank you. I have questions about Nerissa and her curse. Ask what you want, I'll try to answer. Okay, I'm just going to do some quick TSMR. Oh, sorry for hitting the mic. And thank you for using the emojis, no less. Okay, what did Nerissa do? Answering that would require you to know a bit more about the First World. Gods forsook the First World long ago, and they were replaced by creatures we call the Eldest. The Lost Prince, Shaka the Many, Maga, and the Lancing King. There are many of them. As diverse as they are immensely powerful, Nerissa wished to become one of them, to gain the power to build her own realm, stronghold of spring, creation and love. And these are not just fancy words. In the First World, anyone with enough power can shape reality, literally, to create, fill with life, and to rally those who share her vision. That's what Nerissa wanted. But the Eldest are jealous beings. They do not tolerate challenges to their power. They unleashed a monster against us, one of the tame, most fearsome servants of the Eldest. Nerissa fought it, she lost. Know what happened next? Exactly, Nihilus. First world problems. What exactly was this curse? It deprived Nerissa of her immortality. Even worse, it deprived her of part of her soul. The Eldest said they extracted her ability to love, turned it into an artifact, Briar. But the curse was not just a punishment, it was also a painful way to atone for her misconduct. Nerissa was promised forgiveness once she helped destroy 1,000 kingdoms. Each kingdom destroyed became a grain of dust dropped into a magic cup called the Apology, and as you're aware, the cup is almost full. Galarian siege with many kingdoms. Why did Nerissa focus on the stolen lands? The stolen lands have always had a strong connection to the First World, though this is not the sole reason. Somewhere in these lands, the Eldest hid Briar as part of their curse. Ravindra closes her eyes and in a sing-song voice recites, "Let your unrequited love guide you, as it guided you to your first kingdom, so it shall again." Nerissa was deprived of the very part of her essence that led her to her bold plan in the first place. They took it from her, and for ages she's been seeking what she lost. It must be excruciating to feel the call of it, what was once an inseparable part of you, and be unable to find it. What happens when Nerissa collects her 1,000 grains? You can say, in my limited understanding, the Eldest are cold, distant alien beings. Nerissa will bring them her filled cup. Then I can't even imagine. But I doubt it learned happily. What they did to her, the fate they brought upon 1,000 kingdoms, it all seems unimaginably cruel. Whatever they have in their mind, it must be yet crueler, I'm sure of it. I mean, to be fair, being turned evil for several millennia, and then being turned good again and remembering everything you did, would probably be quite harsh in itself. You know, like an Angel from Buffy situation. Notice the Aesified. I don't think they mean love in that sense, as in sexual attraction. Notice. I think they mean love in the familial connection sense. Sorry, I had to adjust my contact lens a bit. And powered cars with it. Monsters Inc. got weird. Do you believe Nerissa spent thousands of years tormenting the Stolen Lands against her will? Yes and no. The curse deprived her of her primal essence of her soul, the ability to love. I believe deeply any mind, no matter how bright, will turn to evil if cut off from love. Nerissa even began treating her closest friends and sworn sisters as more than living tools. Let's not even mention how she treated mortals. One whose heart knows no compassion is incapable of mercy. Yeah, it sounds more like when they say love, they mean more like stuff like empathy and, yeah, just the general bit, well, like sympathy, empathy, all those things where you build connections with other people. What does Nerissa want from me anyway? The same thing she wants from successful aspirants who came before you, willing or unwillingly. For centuries she has sought out ambitious, promising people within the Stolen Lands, help them grow and build their kingdoms, and pitted them against one another. This is what happened with Armag, the proud barbarian chieftain, what happened to Ivarossi, the cunning schemer, and this will happen to you as well, eventually. Enough about the curse for now. Of course, it's hardly a topic one would want to discuss for long. Why did you decide to help me? I cannot stand aside any longer. If there's even a small chance to save Nerissa, I must find it. And if there is truly no hope, then I'll do what I can to help her atone for the evil she has wrought. I know that Nerissa, the Nerissa from before, the Nerissa I can still remember and love, would not bear the force of what she's become, what she's been forced to do. Even killing her would be more merciful than allowing her to remain a monster. Nerlus, you were half listening, to be honest. Fair enough then. I doubt Nerissa will leave me be. Do you have any ideas on what my next step should be? Found it, did you not? The briar. I can feel its power. Like hearing an echo of her laughter. So pure, so familiar. This cannot be anything but a piece of Nerissa's soul. Good. Very good. Keep it close and do not lose it. When the decisive moment comes, he'll help you. Thanks for the conversation. Farewell. What's the point? Is the briar in my inventory or... Nerlus, weird definition for love, to be honest. But okay. You know, using a really specific one for the joke, but still. Yeah. I mean, speaking as an ace person, I wouldn't really, yeah, it would actually be quite offensive to describe being asexual as not being able to love. Okay, let's see. The list isn't usually broadened so far to encompass all empathy and benevolence. I mean, I think I've seen it used that way quite a lot. Just generally mean sort of love in the sense of sort of caring about people. Okay, I've never been to this wall flare. I'm going to pay the wall flare a visit.
I decree we set up camp.
Oh wait, now I remember. I never actually managed to find where it was. Yeah, I don't think Aero 5 would be the same either. Well, guess I'll do a bit more wandering then. Let's see if we can solve that puzzle before it's time.
Why don't we set up camp?
Why not indeed? Oh yeah, that's where the first mysterious shrine was. There's Wicked Hill. There's another mysterious shrine. Oh, cancel. Okay, let's start with this mysterious shrine. So the solution is something about how knights move. So knights can only move in L shapes, which explains nothing. Known as Wicked Hills. You could do so many ollies off it. I mean, yeah. So no, I could legitimately move here. So is it there? Because that's the only empty space. And now I could jump to. This is the one near the one near Pit Axe. Sort of northwest. I think it's a bit far away from the Wicked Hill. Yep, the one northwest of Hemlock Island. And just about west of the Menagerie. Row 3, column 5. Oh yeah, I think that's the one I guessed actually. Oh, not quite. 3. Okay, column 5, row 3. Cool. Okay, the other one I know the location. Well, what's the nearest one to here?
I decree we set up camp.
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't it?
Airstrip to filling it. Whoa, massive failure. southwest of Wicked Hill, southeast of White Rose Abbey. Okay, around here then. Three.
Gaining the advantage is always smart.
Well, what you want? Listening as hard as I can.
Fatal mistake.
Hey! Huh.
Your time is over.
Any last wishes?
Okay, let's see. Southwest of Wicked Hill, southeast of White Rose Abbey. So I guess in this space here. Okay, disaster. -6 loyalty and culture. That's bad. That's very bad. Wonder when the outcomes of these government missions are decided. Well, you can't really save Scum because you have to wait multiple in-game days for them to finish. You know what, I'm going to look at Wicked Hill.
An ambush, eh?
Okay, this feels familiar. Cheers. Who told you to hold a ritual like this? Wow, frick.
Where now? Which knife to use? I'm hoping that fight back. Best kind of fight.
Away, you rascal!
Okay. Try some dispelling bombs. Okay, that doesn't work then. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have that much patience, does it, Nolus?
Tear them apart!
Oh wow, that is one heck of a drain.
Stand down.
What's this concealment chance? 50%. Guess the numbers just hate me.
Knock-knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Whew. Okay.
My skills are getting rusty.
Should remove the negative level. We got here then. Scythe called Penalty. +3 Living Bane Scythe. Okay, that's not much use because I don't have an Inquisitor in my party anymore. Bunch of gold rings. Melted Plaza with Technic Lead brand. Page from Cultist Diary. What won't I do for you? The unparalleled Pax Grumatra, pretending to be a cultist of Sharon, just to get them to help me. To be honest, all I know about the deity is his symbol, a skull with coins covering the eye sockets. I made the logical assumption that it was somehow related to death and started mumbling something about death and the fate of the Coven at the meeting. And they just took me in as for one of their own. After 3 years studying at the Academy of Art, can't take that away. Even most of my time there was more revelry than studying. Unfortunately, Sharon's followers aren't really much help. Demons serve their deity, but these dumb cultists don't know how to make the demons obey their summoner. And I can't just tell them. A demon stole the soul of my favourite writer, and I need to get it back, or never know who the murderer in the last issue of Shadows of Absalom was. I have to constantly improvise and make up things as I go, but at least I'm good at that. Wait. So this bard basically infiltrated a cult because a demon stole their favourite writer's soul. Oh, got one of those technically artifacts. And yeah, it is a little funny. Paxton, just joined your first D&D campaign over the weekend and you thought about giving this game a try. Would I recommend it for a newbie? It can be a bit, it's one of those games that you really need to take a while to get into, unfortunately. Mechanically, it's, well, it uses Pathfinder, first edition, which is probably not easy to grasp if your main experience has been with, D&D 5th edition. In this one, it's a very rules-heavy system. I mean, if you like strategy games, I'd say give it a go, but you might be well, I definitely spent the first few hours knocking my head against a wall. And I've been playing tabletop RPGs for years, so I wouldn't not recommend it, but oh yeah, and as Nola said, they made it deliberately hard because you can save scum. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Pathfinder, but it's nowhere near as user-friendly as D&D 5th edition. I mean, to be fair, the new Baldur's Gate is coming out soon, so that might be very good if you've just got into D&D. There's also Pillars of Eternity, but I can't remember what system that uses. You have a copy sitting in your Steam account from a Humble Bundle a couple of years back. Oh well, you might as well give it a try if you've already got it. Ooh, Two-Faced Tail. I wonder if I'll meet an Agent of Chaos. Oh, also, hi, welcome to the chat. Sorry, I should have said that immediately.
I'll scout ahead.
No less, what game was Nick playing where he says it literally uses the 5th edition system? Solasta. Oh yes, Solasta is literally 5th edition D&D. For better or worse. I mean, I can respect trying to convert a tabletop RPG to video game format, but when you really, I think you should probably let a few things slide so it's not completely boring. Werewolf from Tegreff's family. Who's Tegreff?
You offend me.
Luckily I blinded that werewolf. Out of interest, what are you playing in your first D&D campaign?
Be easier if you not fight back.
Oh no, they're barking like doggies.
This is where I step in.
Your time is over.
Nolis, The more of D&D's rules you let slide, the closer it comes to actually being an RPG and everything but name. Yeah. But, you know, sometimes you have to make concessions for fun. What's this? Kellid tribal fetish? Okay, that's just loot. Okay, there's a door. Mysterious door.
An ambush, eh? How cute!
Werewolves. Knock, knock, knock. Just backstab him.
With ears.
Down better ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's time for a fireball. Tegref, werewolf from Numeria. Oh, okay. That's who Tegref is. Okay, can I charge? No. I can run. Donk.
Away, you rascal! Kneel, you thug!
Come here, Bax. Not that stabby.
Okay, is it Synaptic Confusion?
Serves you right.
Bring it!
Okay, these are tough. Alright, they're from Numeria, so I guess they must be barbarian werewolves. Wolves, if you will. Donk.
Stand down.
Which knife to use?
You deserved it. Adventures call to them.
Okay, what have we got here then? Masterwork longswords. Some loot at the back. There we go. Amulet of natural armor. Stock +3. White rose oysters. Nice. Oh, another Technic League item. I think there was 5 of those total.
I'll share my path.
Okay, let's learn about these oysters. And I guess that's about it round here.
The dangers don't frighten me. This is my time to shine.
Ooh, another mysterious shrine. Here we go. Northwest of Flint Rock grasslands, between Two-Faced Hill and the desiccated Khan.
I'll share my path.
Wait, let's just check which one that is. Wait, so what is a Marchen / Marchioness? Northwest of Flint Rock. Okay, yep, that's the one. So that's row 2, column 3. Sorry, I just went back in chat and checked the stuff you mentioned already. The newly erased inscription reads, "Farewell, my queen. Death was the best gift we could give you." Harsh. Row 2, column 3, okay. Wait, is this row 2 up or down? I must be up. You mean char limit, character limit? You're going to try and put all the directions in one post, but you decide to paste them individually? Okay. Okay, so there's another mysterious shrine here. So that's the one along the river bend. Shrine number 4. Row 1, column 1. So that's 3 shrines accounted for. Last one. Okay, so we got Shrine 1. Got Shrine 3. Southwest of Wicked Hill. Southeast of White Rose Abbey. I'm not seeing it unless it's over here. Yep, that's the one I got. The wiki base wastes a bunch of words telling you which column moves and saying, relative to the map, as if the camera rotates. Yeah, the camera doesn't rotate, so... Okay, so, let's see. We've done one by the river. Southeast, okay. The one northwest of the Flint Rock grasslands. Southwest of the Wicked Hill. Southeast of White Rose Abbey. Okay, so I'm not seeing this shrine then. So how do I get to the Serpent Trail?
I decree we set up camp.
Why don't we set up camp?
Notice what just happened? You pasted that in and everything in the window. In mod view lurched upwards like an inch and started going back down a bit when you started typing. Yeah, Twitch can be a bit weird sometimes. I have to put the silver head on the head on the silver monkey before the temple guardians attack me. Doesn't the wiki page just show you a map? Okay, what we got here? An ancient water elemental. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Okay, there's quite a lot of them. Well.
Knock Knock used to lighting an Knock Knock more runner and talker than fighter.
Oh dear.
You offend me.
Hey Tau Kitty. Exactly. Free XP. Good point, Nellus. Why would it do that? Why would it be helpful and intuitive? Okay, let's haste everyone. Okay, one down. Knock knock. Finish this one. Oh yeah, they're immune to sneak attacks, aren't they? Oh dear. What do I have? Yeah, do I have Dragonkind? I have Dragonkind. No, this isn't the Neoseeker days. It's the corporate pilled Fandom is a registered trademark now days. Guess it is. Knock knock could be in serious trouble here.
Come here, Bat. Knock Knock stab you. Ha! Ha! Need a bandage.
How does something so big keep succeeding on a reflex save?
Sister, protect me. Esmo, Axe, yes.
Oh, thanks for giving Tau Kitty the shout out. No less because D&D's a bad game. Fair point.
Bring it!
Okay, only 2 more left. Getting 240 XP for each one of these. What rip.
Your time is over.
Sister, protect me.
Man, I forget how hard that hits. Tau Kitty, you're 80% sure the guard you glimpsed out for the Kingmaker was that Neoseer. No less. Vain voice. You merely adopted the weeds. I was born in them. Moulded by them. And that's the end of that chapter, I guess.
Just letting the ink dry.
Esmo, Axe, yes.
How cute!
Good question. What kind of weeds? Chris, is that a weed? Yeah, no idea where this last shrine is. I'd assume it's around here though. Have I found Giggle Hill yet? No, I haven't. Where do you say Giggle Hill was? Giggling Hill, west of the Patax River Bend. Which one's the Patax River? Pitax River, Pitax River. Okay, that'll be this way.
time to get some rest, isn't it?
Why don't we set up camp?
Oh yeah, what's white rose oysters do? Increases your spell checks +2 per day and +4 concentration. Keep that in my back pocket. Okay, I've got to get back to Bald Hilltop, so... Sorry, no time, got to evade these.
I decree we set up camp.
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't it?
Wild hunted. Oh god, that's not good. Yeah, a lot of things are critically low. Oh cool, I've minted my own coins. Yeah, this is quite ridiculous. I can't actually seem to succeed. Well, I keep getting a load of events that I just don't have the advisors to succeed at.
I decree we set up camp.
See you in a bit, Nerlus. Guess I'll go and try and deal with this hill.
Uh-huh.
Okay, dragon is here to give me stuff. Mayhem. Bokken, potion of displacement. The green-haired one. Sentinel. Nolus phone call claiming to be with your health insurance, talking about an email you supposedly got. Absolutely no idea what the hell they were saying to you. The autistic users don't work, and it was either spam or doesn't matter anyway. Fair enough. Okay, it succeeded. I got a bonus to espionage. Cool. Okay, let's go deal with the Bald Hilltop then. I'll give this one a shot, and if I don't win, I'll probably call the stream there. I mean, if I do win, I'll call the stream as well, but I'll only give it one try. I suspect we're headed into the end game now. Yep, spies. Okay, let's see what awaits us this time.
An ambush, eh?
Hey, Lindsay,
Troubles you.
do some...
The dangers don't.
We
There it
duck out
is.
first?
Okay, we got a bunch of satyrs. Ah, I should have had what's his face cast protection from arrows. You know. Oh, this sucks. Wild Hunt Scout.
Which knife to use?
It's weird. Why'd he stop attacking?
Tear them apart!
Paralyzed. Okay, that's not ideal. Slay living. Ooh, that's harsh.
Won't kill me!
Away, you rascal!
Are we at the part where we talk to the Raven? She hits us with the Sylvian metronome Benfos. Nihilus, ceasefire invented, war crimes induced. Okay, there we go. He has been exploded.
Oh, right.
Damn. Okay. Fireball. Okay, they're paralyzed for another 6 rounds. Miri's basically down and out. Oh. Let's summon a red cap to help out. cool. Okay. These guys are nasty. And there's presumably another wave coming up. Oh no.
I'm leaking.
I hate pain.
Oh, DK's back in the house, I guess.
I failed you, sister.
No. Oh. Don't have any outs here. And Jubilost's still up, but what just happened?
Who's there?
Anything is possible.
Oh, need a bandage. Big one.
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the Illustrious? Something more simple, like Lindsay the Great? Maybe Lindsay the Indecisive.
Adventures are exciting.
Any last wishes? I don't tolerate threats.
I have no idea what's going on now. No, let's someone throw a spitball on the DM. It's probably not Nog.
I failed
Oh.
you, sister.
I mean, for legal purposes, it would be the GM.
You'll trouble me no more. This cannot be happening. Oh!
I guess there's some sort of failsafe, which means you time out after so many rounds of inactivity.
Resolve this peacefully.
Which is interacting with this in a very strange way indeed.
I'm alright. You survived. I always survive. Failed you, sister.
I guess this is kind of weird until
Do it the hard way.
Jubilost is unfrozen. Oh, now Mimi's getting a tax opportunity.
This hurts so much.
This won't kill me.
Oh god, now there's more of them.
All right. This won't kill me.
Getting dizzy.
I failed you, sister.
Oh hey, Jubilost is back up.
I failed you, sister.
Oh, thanks to Hydrate.
I should withdraw for a time. What a miserable last chapter.
And paralysed again.
All my knowledge, all my genius, lost.
Phew. Wow. That was quite a thing. I guess I'll call the stream here. So yeah, I guess we'll find someone to raid. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Nullis, you're going to take a nap. Hopefully you're going to be only be under till like 6. Fair enough. I hope it's a good one. Okay, who's streaming? No one I really know that well. Guess I'll raid E-Maid. Oh, if you're being grumpy, I didn't pick up on it, Nolus. And again, I'm kind of sleepy. Anywho, I'll be back with more Pathfinder on Wednesday. I'll hopefully be able to make another attempt at my ears soonish. I'll need to get some more silicon and stuff. And some decent mold release. But, so yeah, I might start sewing the cape and stuff in the meantime. It really depends how much time I have. Yep. Hopefully I'll see you Wednesday. First, oh yeah, one other thing. I'll just quickly link the poll to decide what my Thursday, Friday streams are going to be. I think The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons is in the lead, but there's only one vote in it, so anyone could change that. Yep, I'll be streaming more Pathfinder this Wednesday. I'll be streaming more Death of Sonic the Hedgehog this Thursday with Nick and Goggles. And I think there's a D&D stream on Friday. So yeah, lots to be getting on with. And I'm just rambling now, so if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment and subscribe. And we're ready in 3, 2, 1, let's go.